non-GMO. In contrast, hybridized or genetically modified seed stock is often designed to produce more vigorous yields and better insect resistance, but at the expense of flavor and quality of nutrients. While not all heirloom varieties have been tested for non-GMO status, most are considered suitable for growing with minimal synthetic inputs or GMO for maximum assurance of GMO-free status. When purchasing heirloom seeds, look for varieties certified organic by an accredited third-party certifier, such as California Certified Organic Farmers. Such certification ensures that a particular variety was grown according to methods that do not allow for use of any types of genetically modified organisms in the production process. When shopping at a local farmer's market or seed swap, be sure to inquire about the origin of any heirloom seed stock you may be considering in order to ensure its purity. What are heirloom seeds? Heirloom seeds come from plants that have been passed down from generation to generation and have remained unchanged for many years. Heirloom seeds can be grown from seed, meaning that no genetic modification took place. The genetic traits of heirloom seeds remain the same, making them a great choice for those wanting to avoid genetically modified organisms, GMO. In this article, we will look at heirloom seeds and answer the question of whether all heirloom seeds are non-GMO. Heirloom seeds are open-pollinated varieties that have been cultivated for many years and often for generations. Heirloom seeds are preserved by individuals and families, passed down from one generation to the next. Unlike hybrids, which were developed for specific qualities such as disease resistance or uniformity of size, heirloom varieties can vary greatly in shape, size, color, and flavor. In order to keep their properties intact and free from genetic modifications, these varieties must be carefully selected and maintained. However, it is important to note that due to their genetic diversity and uniqueness, heirloom varieties tend to be laid open to disease rather than hybrid ones, as they not naturally bred with resistance gene. Nowadays, it is more common to find hybrids in a seed store than heirlooms because they are considered more profitable by most companies. Heirloom seeds are the foundation of our food system environment. It is believed by some experts that 70–80% of all agriculture plants originate from heirlooms that have been passed down through generations of farmers around the world. In addition, restoring heirloom plants can help increase agricultural biodiversity, which is a key factor for creating a better food system environment overall. As it stands today, nearly 95% of the world's crops can trace their ancestry back to less than a dozen varieties besides rare or endangered species lost in our crop biodiversity, due mostly to drought or pestilence caused by monoculture farming techniques used commonly in modern agriculture farming today. For this reason, closing this gap in agricultural biodiversity would need a worldwide effort that starts with supporting family farmers who still sustainably cultivate heirloom crops on small farms around the world. Heirloom seeds are those that have been passed down through generations, often of a single family. The process of transmitting these seeds from generation to generation is known as seed saving. It is estimated that 95% of the nutritional varieties grown in 1900 have become extinct. To ensure that biodiversity and access to nutritious food is sustained, many startup organizations and gardeners have started collecting heirloom seeds and vegetables with the sole purpose of reintroducing them back into the food system. In order to be considered true heirlooms, seeds need to meet specific criteria defined by seed savers and botanists. Namely, they must be open-pollinated rather than genetically modified or hybridized. They must remain largely unchanged from their ancestral form from at least 50 years ago, and they cannot contain any GMO traits which would give it any modern advantages such as pest or disease resistance. These seeds are also referred to as heritage or traditional varieties because they maintain traits consistent with their landrace ancestors, which allows them to better adapt and thrive in local microclimates compared to modern cultivars that are not adapted for local environments. All heirloom crops are non-GMO varieties, thus preserving genetic diversity. Are all heirloom seeds non-GMO? What is GMO? Genetically modified organisms, GMOs, are organisms that have been scientifically altered so that their genetic makeup is different from the original organism. Many people are concerned that these organisms can have adverse effects on the environment and our health. In this article, we'll look at what GMO is, how it is used, and if all heirloom seeds are non-GMO. Genetically modified organisms, GMOs, are living organisms such as plants, animals, bacteria, and fungi whose genetic material has been altered by in vitro techniques, such as gene splicing or cloning. This allows a specific gene or genes to be inserted into the organism's DNA to give it desirable characteristics. The resulting organism is sometimes referred to as a transgenic organism. GMOs have been created with the goal of improving agricultural productivity in a number of ways, including increasing crop yields and disease resistance, reducing dependency on pesticides and herbicides, providing higher nutritional value for human consumption. While GMOs can present potential benefits for both humans and the environment when used responsibly, there are also concerns about their potential adverse effects on human health, biodiversity conservation, and traditional farming practices. It's important to note that not all heirloom seeds are non-GMO. Heirloom varieties can be grown from open-pollinated plants either conventionally or organically grown. However, some heirloom varieties are now produced from genetically engineered seeds due to the demands from large-scale production and processing operations. Therefore, it's important to look for organic certification when purchasing heirloom seeds in order to ensure they are non-GMO. Genetically modified organisms, GMOs, are living organisms whose genetic material has been artificially manipulated in a laboratory